the head coach for the Bruins, Gary Cunningham. And now the starting lineup for your Washington Huskies. At one guard, he's from Tacoma, Washington. He's 6'4", a junior number 10, Captain Steve Matson. At the other guard, from Pasco, Washington, he's 6 feet tall, a sophomore, number 15, Don Vaughn. At one forward, from Portland, Oregon, he's 6'5", a junior, number 32, Stan Walker. At the other forward, from Cleveland High School here in Seattle, he's 6'8", a junior, number 33, James Woods. And at center for Washington from Reykjavik, Iceland, he's 7 feet 2, a sophomore, number 40, Peter Goodmanson. The head coach for Washington, Marv Harshman.
Well, Steve Fimmel, it will be interesting to see how that man we just had a shot of tries to play UCLA. He practically says it's a case of slim and none, but certainly he says, I would like to think that we have a slim chance of beating UCLA. And I think the obvious key is that the Huskies are going to have to control the tempo of the ball game. They're going to have to not let UCLA get 3, 4, and 5 shots if they miss a shot at a basket.
Well, I think the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game could be very critical to Washington's hope, because I just don't think if they're going to control the tempo, they've got to do it with staying close or getting a lead. And that's if UCLA did what they did a few years ago and they had to hit their first 15 shots or whatever here, they blew the Huskies out, then Washington's not going to be in it. But again, controlling the tempo early could be an indication of what's going to happen. Washington wants to keep UCLA awkward, if you know what I mean. They want to get them out of that transition game and into a pattern, slow down type of game, which could also affect the way they take their own shots and run the offense.
Peter Goodmanson, who has played outstanding basketball in his last 4 outings, will jump it with David Greenwood, Booker Turner, the man who will throw it up as we get set to get underway. The tip in the air, tip controlled by... Well, it went out of bounds, apparently off the hands of Brad Holland, so the Huskies will get it out. The other 2 officials in tonight's ball game, Frank Buckowitz and Jerry White. Just the start of things. Nice to have you aboard as Steve Matson passes the ball in to Donnie Vaughn. Over on the far side, Stan Walker with it. Kiki Vanderway on him. Loop it underneath to Goodmanson. Goodmanson over Sims. Yes!
That's the matchup they think they can take right there, Goodmanson and Sims. That could be the critical matchup tonight for Washington.
Brad Holland with the basketball. Kiki Vanderway, a man who is hitting almost 64% of his shots. Back out to the quarterback of this club. Holland, underneath it goes to Vanderway, and Vanderway taking steps against Stan Walker. Walker can be a tenacious defender. Once he puts his mind to it, he can be about as good a defensive player as you're going to find. Donnie Vaughn with the basketball.
And look where Walker's going to play. He's playing way out there.
Walker loop it under to Goodmanson. Back to Walker. It's off his hands, and the quick hands of Roy Hamilton pick it up. Leave it back for Greenwood. This slam dunk it.
Basket by David.
So David Greenwood, the All-American cornerman, down the middle, and a great feed that time by Hamilton. The Bruins with the press. Walker finally gets it across the timeline. Goodmanson will certainly be one of the big keys for Washington to stay in this ball game. Walker looks underneath, and Sims is fronting him. And Goodmanson gets around, lays it up and in.
Now look the way he took that to the hoop. He wasn't doing that at the beginning of the season. He got that ball and he took his man right to the hole. He didn't turn and just put up a 5-foot jumper. He took it right to the hole, and that's what he's got to do. Now look at him grab this pass, turn to the hoop. He locates where his man is in the hoop, and he's off. You see him?
Sims that time was overplaying him on the right side and then tried to retreat and couldn't do it. And Goodmanson, an outstanding free thrower, has a chance to make a 3-point play and give the Huskies a 5-2 lead, which he does.
Tremendous improvement. It's his confidence has done it for Peter Goodmanson these last few games.
Brad Holland, the senior from La Crescenta, California. Outstanding shot. Bounce pass to the high man, Gig Sims. Loop it underneath the Greenwood, the All-America. Over Woods. Way air ball off of everything. Quickly, Donnie Vaughn down the middle. Lay it up with the right hand, and it's partially blocked by Sims. No goaltending call. Here come the Bruins. That's Hamilton. Stopped at the free throw line. It's batted away. The Huskies throw it away as Sims gets an errant pass.
Washington doesn't want this.
Holland, a great outside shot, doesn't get that one. Tipped up once by Vanderway, no good. Scramble out of bounds to Washington.
Now Washington at that time, they had the break once. It was a good break, but they tried all of a sudden to get into the running game with UCLA, and that's not what they want to do. They want to spread Walker wide at the forward on their offense to isolate Goodmanson one-on-one against Sims.
Again, the Bruins with a press. We're just underway, 18:25 to go in the first half. 5-2 in favor of Washington over the top-ranked UCLA Bruins. Walker has the basketball at the present time. Atop the circle of on, near side to Woods. Underneath Goodmanson says loop it over Sims, but Woody says no, not this time. Steve Matson with it as the Huskies try to control the tempo of this ball game in the early going. Near side Woods against Greenwood. Takes it to the floor once, gives it to the big guy, and Goodmanson can't get it down from about 11 feet on the right side. The Bruins bounce pass by Hamilton to Holland. All the way to the baseline. Fadeaway jumper, good.
But good defense by Matson there as he cut off the drive and made Holland turn around.
5-4 Washington lead. Walker with a basketball. Near side to Matson. Matson will wait for his teammates to set it up one more time. Donnie Vaughn with the basketball. How the Huskies missed him when he was out with that very sore sprained ankle. Vaughn way back out top again one more time. Woods. Greenwood is on him. Back to Vaughn. Fakes going up in the air. Finally decides to. It'll be short. Foot four underneath. Tipped up once by the Bruins. Brought down by Woods. He puts it up off the glass. Slapped away. Not quite off the glass by Vandeweghe. Back to Woods. You'll try a 16-footer. Yes, sir.
I think Woods is going to be critical also to if Goodmanson, like he hit the first five points for Washington. If Greenwood plays soft on Woods to help out Sims, then Woods going to have the jump.
That's Sims with a wild shot. I'm sure that Gary Cunningham did not want him to take. He is not a great outside shot. I don't care if it did go in. It's a 7-6 ball game. Donnie Vaughn with the basketball at the present time for the Huskies. Roy Hamilton is on him, over to Steve Matson. That's Stan Walker with it, looking underneath. Goodmanson is being double-teamed at the present time as they're sagging back on the big man from Iceland.
And you can see where Greenwood is when the ball's weak side, or when the ball is on the strong side or over to the right with Walker. Greenwood's going to come down into the lane.
It's 7-6 Washington. Walker with about a 20-footer. Stan Walker.
Walker, I'm not sure how much of a factor he'll be tonight. I have a feeling everybody worries about his shooting from there, so they may play pretty tight on him.
9-6 Huskies. That's Sims with the basketball. Holland, he'll try a 20-footer. High arching shot. No, Holland is make it 1 for 3 from the field at the present time. He is shooting over 60% from the field also, as is Vandeweghe, almost 64%. Vaughn with the basketball, quickly giving it over to Walker on the right side. Loop it underneath to Goodmanson. He's double-teamed. To Woods. He puts it up, reverse layup. No, it doesn't count. Jerry White said he traveled with the basketball. He had the shot. He should have gone up the first time, Steve.
Great pass, though, huh?
Yes, it was. Outstanding pass.
See, Greenwood came over to help Peter there, and Peter spotted Woods coming up the weak side. It was a great play.
Lorenzo Romar comes into the ball game for the Washington Huskies.
And you should see the smirk on Woods. He didn't think that was a fair call.
Well, Woods made a lot of moves underneath, and according to Jerry White, the third man, he shuffled his feet. Boy made that reverse layup. Brad Holland with it. Romar is on him, and a bad pass by Holland.
UCLA may want to take a timeout here because they do not look coherent right now out there. They haven't played since Saturday.
And of course, the Huskies will play 3 games this week. They played Monday in Oregon. They will play, of course, tonight, and then on Saturday night against USC, who is playing over against the Cougars tonight in Pullman. Walker, loop it underneath to Goodmanson. Fakes left, goes right, shot, yes!
Great job of locating the hoop again. He had Vandeweghe to the middle. UCLA had help, so he just turned it to the baseline and had a nice 10-footer. Unbelievable, the improvement.
This is as good in 8 minutes as we've seen Goodmanson play. Of course, against Cal, he was fronted all night long, but he's making some moves tonight. There is Holland, high shot over the glass, out of bounds.
So what UCLA will do to free Holland is they'll hit the lead forward on the wing, try to hit the post, and then that forward who just received the pass will go and screen down for Holland along the base, and they'll try to free him up for his shot.
Walker tries to get it into Romar, and the ball is batted out of bounds by Kiki Vandeweghe, so they'll try it one more time. UCLA has an outstanding press against a team trying to get it in from out of bounds. The one thing you've got to watch about the Bruins is they can just be in spurts and blow you out in a hurry. So the Huskies, it behooves them, as you mentioned, Steve, to slow down the tempo of the ball game. Don't try to run with them. That's Walker with it. Walker, loop it under to Goodmanson. Goodmanson against Sims. Jump ball, Vandeweghe, and Goodmanson. Goodmanson almost shuffled his feet that time, too.
Peter also brought the ball down to where Vandeweghe, instead of him picking up the foul, he brought it down to the chest level where all Vandeweghe had to do was tie him up. If he would have put it up to his eyes, I think it would have been a foul.
Tipped by Vandeweghe back to Sims, and Sims will get it up to Holland. An 11-6 ball game, just under 15 minutes to play in the first half. Dave Niehaus and Steve Fimmel with you on this Thursday night from Heck Edmondson Pavilion, and great to have you aboard. Brad Holland flip it over the far side to Greenwood. Greenwood up in the air. About a 10-footer is shy.
That's a shot
UCLA
you
is
wanted to
cold.
take.
Goodmanson with it to Vaughn. Vaughn, bad pass.
Yeah, he was trying to, Woods was slipping up the other side there, and he thought he could kind of throw it, get it through that wave of blue jerseys, but it was just a little bit too far in front of Woods. Washington playing well, though, right now, that's for sure.
Roy Hamilton, the senior guard, with it. Over to his ex-high school teammate David Greenwood. Back out to Brad Holland. Holland gets it into Greenwood against Woods. Tries to go around to the left. Has it batted out of his hands by Romar, and it's picked up by the Huskies. That's Walker with it. Hook it to Romar. Quick hands that time by the Huskies. Lorenzo Romar to Stan Walker. Kiki Vandeweghe on him. Back to Romar. Back to Walker. He's a pretty good shot from there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Vandeweghe went low to help out on Goodmanson to protect the lob, and you leave Walker out there, he's going to hit him.
13-6, a 7-point advantage for Washington. That's Sims way out. Oh, my.
I like to see him take the shot.
Gary Cunningham, his face a little blush as he looks down that bench at the present time, but Romar has it. The one thing that the Bruins do lack is the big man in the middle. There's the big guy, Goodmanson, trying to get it over Sims, and does, but he's fouled.
Benny Houston said that at this point right now, it's not looking like one man can really handle Goodmanson. Now, he's not that ferocious yet, but he is really improved. And when he gets the ball in there, he's got the capability of going to the hoop now and scoring. And he is a threat. And I don't think that Sims is really going to be able to handle him that well. Here's the replay on that. The ball goes to the hole. He's got the baseline. He gives him the pump fake.
Darrell Allums comes into the ball game replacing Gig Sims. He's a big guy, and he is now on Goodmanson. That's Vaughn to Walker. A good shot from there. James Wilkes is up off the bench to come in for the Bruins, too. Woods way outside. Low trajectory shot down the hole.
But I don't know if Woods wants to take those kind of shots. That was maybe a little bit far beyond his range. Good shot, but I don't know if he wants to take those all night.
13.5 minutes to go. A 15-6 ball game. Surprisingly, the Huskies leading it by 9. Greenwood backs into one man. It's blocked by Goodmanson and Woods. Great defense that time by both Woods and Goodmanson. No foul call that goes out of bounds. And timeout will be called by the UCLA Bruins. As quickly coming into the ball game is James Wilkes, a 6'7" junior out of Dorsey High School in Los Angeles. David Greenwood clapping his hands together. Let's get this thing going. What in the world is happening? Well, the Huskies have loved every minute of it so far. 13-18 to go. The University of Washington 15. And the UCLA Bruins 6.
To see this again, I believe we're going to see Goodmanson.
But you got to be ready to get back on Walker's
I think we are.
You got to help with Goodmanson.
Okay, you're going to see Goodmanson play good defense because he's not fly swatting at the ball, which is where a lot of centers pick up their fouls. He makes Greenwood, once he commit himself, go into Goodmanson's arms.
Let's listen to Gary Cunningham.
Pass, cut, work for the good shot, get a running game going. And we're pressing.
Gary's instructions basically to work for the good shot, don't get rattled. And at the present time, the old fox over there, Marv Harshman, has things his way with a 9-point lead at 15-6. But still, I'm not so sure that Harshman is happy with the way they're coming down firing the ball, even though at the present time, you know, they're making them. That's going to go against you.
All right, we're going to see this play again at Goodmanson. Good defensive play. Now look at Greenwood commit, and then Goodmanson just puts his arms up. Nice play.
Washington hitting 63% from the field. They have hit 7 of their first 11, and UCLA very cold, 3 out of 10 here in the early going. The Bruins to get the ball out of bounds at the baseline far side. Hamilton with it. Back to Holland. Holland looking underneath. Holland stops. He's a great shot from there. Romar better get it on him and brings it right back out to the quarterback of this club, Roy Hamilton.
Washington in a zone right now. They'll usually do that when the ball goes inbounds.
Holland. Hamilton, Holland, one more time. Holland, bounce pass to Hamilton. Over on the far side to Wilkes. Wilkes underneath. Take it to Allums. Lay it up, way off, no good, but Greenwood gets the garbage and puts it in. Greenwood was there, the man at the right time. And that's the one thing that the Huskies have been doing, too, when the Bruins have been missing them. They have not been giving them that chance to follow up. That has given them the lead. It is a 15-8 ball game at the present time. Walker, loop it under Goodmanson. Goodmanson, fire it up. No good. An air ball. Quickly to Hamilton. Hamilton 1-on-4. Stop. He'll try about a 10-footer. About a 16-footer, rather. The shot up, no good by Wilkes. Underneath, ball battle for, finally, Allums has it go out of his hands. Romar has it taken away from him by Hamilton, but Hamilton fouled him.
Boy, the ball was flying around there, but Hamilton got into him and pushed him off with his left arm to get the board. Now, when UCLA gets a defensive rebound, the thing Washington wants to do is not particularly cover the guards in the outlet area, Hamilton and Holland. They want to put pressure on the rebounder in making that outlet pass.
Third team foul on UCLA. Lorenzo Romar, Southland product, right there. Quick pass underneath, and a foul underneath, I believe, is going to be on Allums. Allums at 6'9", and of course Goodmanson at 7'2". And it will not be a shooting foul. It will be the fourth team foul on the UCLA Bruins. Romar to take it out as the Huskies set up a picket fence over on the right side. Romar only has 5 seconds. He gets it in to the big guy Goodmanson, back to Romar, and Romar will bring it back out to the top of the key to set up the play. Walker to Romar, out of his range to Goodmanson against Allums, quickly gets it back to Walker, a good shot from there, but it's going to be shy, and quickly brought down by Greenwood. Fielded out to Hamilton, a bullet baseball pass, goes down to James Wilkes, and Wilkes will bring it back out. Wilkes this time to Greenwood, a 19-footer, no, and the Bruins are ice cold, but Hamilton gets it, too far underneath, puts it up, no good, fought for underneath. Greenwood finally has a trickle off his hands. It goes to Walker. They give it to Romar. Up the middle. Romar 3-on-3. Shot high archer. Way off. It's nothing but the glass.
Horrible shot. Not what they want to do now. They're getting in a running game.
That's Wilkes with it. A hook over Goodmanson. And it won't go down. The charging foul is called on James Wilkes. And that brings the second-year coach of the Bruins, Gary Cunningham, up off the bench in a hurry. Oh, my. So Wilkes is called on the charging foul. And with 11 minutes and 29 seconds to go, you be the man in the striped shirt as you get a chance to see it one more time. Here comes Wilkes. Wilkes with a bounce pass right there. A hook over Goodmanson, and I don't know.
Not a bad, well, I don't know. That may not have been a bad call. If you notice, Goodmanson went straight up in the air, and even if he goes into the air, he's entitled to that plane. From the level, he can have all the way up to the ceiling if he can jump that high.
Well, friends, the Huskies, the Seahawks, and the Seattle Times are sponsoring the Gold Helmet Football Banquet. That's on March the 5th, so don't miss this chance to hear John Brody, Lou Holtz, the Arkansas football coach, plus other top football names, including Jim Zorn and Michael Jackson. You can get your tickets now by calling the University Athletic Department. Then on Stepping Out next Thursday at 7:30 p.m., Richie Havens performs Rockin' Country Blues. Stepping Out hosts Joan Houston, and Gary Gibson informs us about what's going on in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest. So watch Stepping Out next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. 15-8 in favor of Washington as they have played a great 8 minutes and a half of this ball game. Washington 507 of 14 from the field. UCLA 4 of 16, only hitting 25%. Woods with a basketball for the Huskies. Loop it to Goodmanson. Batted away by Wilkes, but Goodmanson puts it up and over and in. Oh, my. Peter Goodmanson. How many does Peter have now, Terry? Goodmanson now with 9 points in the ball game, 28 Monday night against Oregon. Hamilton over to Darrell Allums. Roy Hamilton way out, fielded under to Greenwood against Woods. A reverse spin around, and David puts it in.
Nothing you can do about that. You've just got to try to deny him the ball when he gets that low. Once he gets it down there, though, you're just not going to stop him.
Huskies just did get the ball in under the 5-second count. 17-10, Washington has the lead. Lorenzo Romar against Brad Holland. Goes to the right end as he brings it across the timeline, switches to his natural southpaw side. Stan Walker, leave it for Romar. Underneath, shot by Woods, yes.
The Huskies have gone to a different man-to-man defense. They're running their 2-3 like UCLA does. They've got the baseline from the baseline to the free throw line to work with, as they've got the 3-man line along the free throw line extended in the 2-guard front.
19-10, Huskies drive by Hamilton. He bangs into James Woods, and they will get the offensive charging foul. And boy, there was some banging going in as Hamilton that time just buried his head and bounced off James Woods and sent him to the floor.
I think one of the reasons, we'll see it again, but I think one of the reasons right now the Huskies are picking up a good share of, or getting the advantage on the fouls.
Watch Hamilton now go around to his left. Woody is right there and takes the full brunt of a nice drive.
But I think one of the reasons they're getting the advantage on the fouls right now is because they're playing at Washington's temple, not UCLA.
That's Romar trying to get around. Hamilton ran up and in. Oh, yes! What a move that time by Lorenzo Romar. 21-10, the biggest lead for the Washington Huskies with 9 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Greenwood with it. Back to Holland. Holland stops for about a 10-footer that won't go, and the Bruins are ice cold. Quickly, Donnie Vaughn with a basketball, 2-on-1. Vaughn to the right, to the left, Romar. Vaughn laid up, right-handed. Good! Don Vaughn! 23-10, and they're going crazy in the early going here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion tonight.
Place is going bananas, and Washington playing super basketball right now. Great defense the last time down on Holland, and that's what's winning the game so far, giving the Huskies a lead, is the defense.
Brad Holland is a dead-eye from there, and he proves it. A great shot. 23-12 in favor of Washington. 9 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Walker, a shot off, no good. They got to set up play better than that. They can't come down and fire. Greenwood gets the rebound and gives it to Brad Holland. That's Darrell Allums over on the far side. Flat shot, banks in.
And there's your transition right there. You see Washington took a bad shot and got back slowly on the defense. UCLA got it up the floor quickly and scored.
4 quick points by the Bruins, making it 23-14 now. And that time James Wilkes was caught as Donnie Vaughn fell over him and tripped. And I believe that's a 17 foul, and they will go to the free throw line. Yes, indeed. So Donnie Vaughn to the free throw line with a chance to get 2 of the lost 4 back here in a hurry. Donnie Vaughn at the free throw line is a 714% free thrower. It's good. Vaughn has hit on 16 consecutive free throws now. He's got a chance to make it 17. He does. That's 17 in a row and a 25-14 advantage one more time for the Washington Huskies. An 11-point lead. Their biggest was 13 at 23-10. Holland with it. High post man Allen doesn't get the pass. Instead it goes to Greenwood, who shovels the ball to Wilkes. Near side, underneath. It goes to Allums. Tries to get around Goodmanson, and he's fouled. Foul at time is on Kenny Lyles into the ball game.
Actually, I think that might have been Griffin there.
I beg your pardon. It was on Griffin. Yes, indeed.
That time they had Allens out of position as far as shooting the ball. Goodmanson had pretty good defense, and it would have been an off-balance shot by Allens. Again, Washington is doing well tonight in putting UCLA in the worst shooting posture that is possible, and that's what defense is all about. It's not blocking shots. It's making the team take poor percentage shots, and that's what Washington so far has been doing. But that time they fouled him and sent him to the line when Allens really, I don't think, had a great chance of making those shots.
Allens is a great free thrower. He is 23 out of 26 this year from the charity stripe. Huskies with a basketball. Donnie Vaughn over to Lorenzo Romar. Near side, James Woods. Woods looking for Griffin, cutting across the mouth of the key. He gets it. Back out top to Romar. Romar with Holland on him over in the far corner on the right. Romar loop it underneath to Goodmanson. Goodmanson a little far out. Just has it go off the back of the rim. Bullet pass, long looping pass up to Hamilton. Hamilton to Allums. Allums stops, almost travels. Hamilton back to Wilkes. Wilkes will try an 18-footer, but a foul on Andre Griffin.
Let him have that shot. Let him have it. Just get the hand up in the face and try to bother him. And that time, Andre did not do that again.
So James Wilkes will go to the line. Kiki Vanderway apparently is going to come in for James Wilkes, as he is sitting right in front of the official scorer's table. And Wilkes has a pair. 25-17, an 8-point advantage for Washington as we approach the 8-minute mark here in this first half. 25-18, coming into the ball game. Vanderway one more time. Wilkes will lead. So the Bruins have outscored the Huskies 8-2 in the last 10 points that have changed hands and a turnover, a costly turnover. That's lack of concentration.
Yeah,
that wasn't a bad pass.
I think Andre is having a little bit of difficulty right now getting mentally into the game, but I think he will. He's a good ball player and just needs a few minutes to warm up here. He's still trying to come off that injury.
Holland, good shot from there. Yes.
Good defense by Vaughn. He got a hand up there.
All of a sudden, a 13-point lead is down to 5 at 25-20. Near side, Andre Griffin with it. Vanderway comes out to meet him. Back it comes to Romar. Holland and Vandeweghe and Allums all sagging back in on the big man Goodmanson. Romar can't get it in. They bring it over to Griffin one more time, and Romar will try about a 20-footer. Zing!
Right now, I do think Washington is missing. That was a nice shot by Romar, but they're missing Walker. They need the threat from the wing position.
Good pass underneath, and a good shot that time by Vandeweghe, and the Huskies almost turn it over. They do turn it over. Vandeweghe has it stolen this time one more time by Donnie Vaughn. Huskies playing a little ragged basketball right now, and they come out of that smiling. There's Griffin. He stops, will not go up in the air. Give it back to Vaughn. Or rather, Romar. Romar to Griffin.
And look who's on Goodmanson right now. It's Greenwood.
Greenwood is on the big guy, Peter Goodmanson. Loop it all the way over to James Woods. Woods shoot it over Allums. Woods will not have it go down. Allums gets the rebound. Quickly feed it up. Partially blocked, and it's picked up by Washington. At the free throw line, scoop it over to Andre Griffin. From Donnie Vaughn. Griffin has a fly swatted away beautifully by David Greenwood. And Stan Walker is coming back in.
Greenwood defensively will play soft on you, and he'll kind of deceive you into thinking you have that room to shoot from outside, and all of a sudden he's so quick, has such an explosive jump that he'll be out there with his hand up and he'll be able to tip the ball or bother your shot.
Goodmanson loop it back to Walker. Walker will shoot it over Vandeweghe and get it. Stan Walker with about a 15-footer.
Usually a player comes off the bench and like that, and he'll be cold, but Walker couldn't have been any cleaner of a shot.
6.5 to go in the first half, 29-22. That's Greenwood. Great turnaround shot. David Greenwood. 29-24. Lorenzo Romar for Washington with the basketball. To Walker. On him is Vandeweghe to Goodmanson. Shot. No. Pass to Woods. Great. Speed off pass that time to James Woods. 31-24 as the Huskies maintain their 7-point advantage. Greenwood gets it back to Holland. Holland, boy, I'm telling you, when he hits nothing but the bottom of the hole.
But he's not going to beat you. I don't think he's going to beat you. He can hit that shot, but, you know, percentage-wise, that's a shot you want to give a team.
31-26. Stan Walker with it to Romar. Over on the far side. Woods decides not to pass to Walker. They go over to Romar. Romar taking a shot way out there. He has no business of taking. That's out of his range. But here comes Hamilton with it. Near side to Holland. Holland, loop it underneath. And Hamilton, a great layup. Roy Hamilton with the right hand. All of a sudden, a 13-point lead is 31-28. Washington. 5 minutes, 14 seconds remaining first half. Donnie Vaughn with it. Walker loop it into Goodmanson. Goodmanson takes it to the floor, gives it back to Woods. Woods tries to get around Greenwood and will bring it way back out top of the circle. Vaughn will put it up. No. And rebound Greenwood. UCLA. Hamilton down the middle with the left side. Will stop. Try to bank it in. Won't go. Tip it by Allums. No good. Allums tries to go and get the rebound, but the Huskies have it. Here's Vaughn. One-on-one. Vaughn against Greenwood. Make it 2-on-1. Pass. Back to Romar. Back to Goodmanson. Lay it in.
Holland looks very tired. He's tired coming up the floor, and right now might be a good time for a substitution. He's really blowing hard.
That beautifully. It started out a 1-on-1, a 2-on-1, ended up a 3-on-1, and a great bit of passing. Underneath shot way out by Vandeweghe. No good.
I'll give him that shot, too.
Romar, bounce pass near side to Vaughn. 10-footer, no, off the 6-inch iron. Tipped all the way back out by Walker. Fought for by Hamilton and Romar. Picked up by Greenwood. Greenwood in forecourt to our right. Pass all the way over in the corner to Hamilton. To Vandeweghe. Lay it up left-handed.
The basketball, Kiki Vandeweghe.
I think Washington's going to take a time. They are. They need a timeout because they're still getting out of their game to some extent now if they wanted to. They built that 13-point lead with some crisp passing, and they're coming down now and taking some shots they probably shouldn't be taking.
The biggest lead in this ball game by the Huskies at 23-10, but with 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the half, it now reads Washington 33, UCLA 30.
I'm Dave Niehaus with Steve Fimmel with a reminder that we have more Pac-10 basketball coming your way right here on Channel 9, Saturday night, February 24th. Bob Boyd's SC Trojans will furnish the opposition for the Huskies.
And Bob Boyd says this is his last year, and USC is right in the thick of the runner-up spot in the conference and a possible berth in the NCAA.
Join us Saturday night, February 24th for the Huskies and the Trojans right here on Channel 9 at 10 o'clock.
Well, Gary Cunningham, one more time, with some instructions for his crew. They've made a great comeback as Washington was down by 13. The Bruins have snapped it to 3 at 33-30. And again, it's a case, I think, Steve Fimmel, of Washington really not being patient. I mean, they come down, and if they can just run their offense, and that's exactly what Gary Cunningham told the Bruins, just run your offense. But there have been some wild shots taken, nobody underneath to get a chance to rebound with a missed shot, and they've been missing them. Steve Matson back into the ball game for the Huskies with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. A wraparound dribble that time by Matson.
Washington's going to go into the passing game now, which is they're going to try to fill the 4 or 5 areas on the lane of the floor.
Kenny Lyles into the ball game now for the Huskies. He's number 35 on the far side. Woods with a hook shot. No, it won't go. Fought for underneath, and Woods will probably be caught for a foul, reaching around Kiki Vanderway. It is on James Woods. The Bruins will get it out of bounds. Lorenzo Romar up off the bench, but I don't believe he's coming into the ball game. I don't believe UCLA is in the 1-on-1 situation. UCLA will get it out of bounds.
You're right, yeah.
Third team foul. Washington's played tough defense in this first half of play. 3:38 to go. Dave Niehaus, Steve Fimmel with you from Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Hope you come on out Sunday, make it Saturday night, and see Bob Boyd's USC Trojans. If you can't make it, we'll have it for you at 10 o'clock. Hamilton on the drive with the left hand, can't get it down. Matson has it. Here comes a 4-on-2. Matson stops at the free throw line. Give it back to Bobby Frank. Near side, Lyles tries a 10-footer. Won't go down. Rebound by Allens. Allens now to Holland up the middle. Holland way out top of the circle to Greenwood. Dribbles underneath. He's butchered that time by Kenny Lyles. No, they get it. Charging foul on Greenwood. He can't believe it.
Well, I think, you know, in this game of basketball today, there's a lot of physical play, and we'll see it again, but you'll see him move into Lyles. He's forcing the play here, not Lyles.
Here's Holland's pass to Greenwood. Greenwood bangs into Lyles and draws the offensive foul. Lyles with the basketball as we come back to play down. Walker, top of the circle to Woods. Man guarding Woods is Allens. There is Matson. A shot that will not go in. It's in and out. Quickly Holland, 33-30 in favor of Washington. Holland over on the far side. Hamilton underneath low post man Vandeweghe. Spin around shot off the glass. No good. Out down with the ball is Lyles. Here's a 2-on-1 situation. Quickly Vandeweghe catches up. Frank gives it to the near side. Lyles will not shoot. Bad pass by Lyles. Meant for Frank. Allen steals it. Quickly Hamilton has it for UCLA. Back it comes to Holland. High shot way short. Off the toe but picked up by Washington. Bobby Frank. It was off Woods' toe. And Matson wants to slow the tempo of the game down as we approach the 2:18 mark. Kenny Lyles with it for the Huskies.
Washington's
Woods.
still in their passing game.
Walker, good shot from there, but a whistle and a foul on Matson.
3 seconds.
Elbowing underneath, or maybe it was a 3-second. It was a 3-second violation.
No more phantom goals, Frank.
Romar back into the game, Matson out. 2:11 to go. It's been quite a first half of play, and hope you're enjoying it. The Huskies, a big underdog in this one, have led by as much as 13. They lead it by 3. Allen's with it for the Bruins. Peter Goodmanson has had a nice little rest. Going to come back into the ballgame. What a block that was by Walker. Walker gets the rebound. Quickly, here's Funk. 2-on-2. Lyles to the right, to the left. Romar underneath the wood. Slammed down. James Woods. James Woods was Johnny on the spot that time, right down the middle, and it's a 5-point advantage for the Huskies.
As soon as my seat stopped shaking, I'd like to see that again.
Shot that time is blocked by Lyles. Here comes Funk. 3-on-1. Romar to Funk. Good! All of a sudden, the 3-point lead is 7. One more time for the Huskies. We're under 2 minutes. 37-30. Vandeweghe with it. Kiki will try a shot way outside, but I might give him that shot.
I'll give him that one all night.
37-32. We approach the 1-minute mark in the first half. It has been a fine first half of basketball if you're a Husky fan. I'm not so sure how Gary Cunningham feels at the present time. We're under a minute. 59 seconds. Woods. No way. Woods has the rebound grabbed up by Allens. Baseball pass it up to Hamilton. Hamilton looks to Vandeweghe. Lay it up. Goaltending on the way.
Now, the last time down, Washington had a 5-point lead with a minute to play, and Woods ends up taking a 17 to 18 footer, which I don't even think was really off the offense there. You know, it would have been wise for Washington if they weren't going to stall out the half to use as much clock down to the end of the half as possible and look for a good shot.
One more time, the 7-point lead is down to 3 at 37-34 in favor of Washington. I don't know whether Marv Harshman has given the sign for one more shot here before the half ends or not. There's 40 seconds to go in the first half. Woods with it. That's Romar. Near side, Frank. Frank, good. Well, they weren't going to go for the one shot, which kind of surprised me a little bit.
But they got the shot there for Frank, who's a good outside shooter for Frank, I mean, and that was off the offense, but they got that.
25 seconds to go in the half. Greenwood with it for UCLA. Holland way out top of the circle. Brad stops. Shot. No, will not go down. Woods goes to get the rebound with 15 seconds. Now the Huskies should hang on to it unless they get a layup. Pass over the far side to Walker. 10 seconds. Walker. Bingo! 41-34, 7-point lead. Holland has a rudder. Hamilton has it stolen by Romar. 1 second shot. Oh, my. Right off the front of the rim. Almost went down, and a standing ovation for the Washington Huskies as they will leave the floor here at the first half.
And look at how tired UCLA looks. I'm looking at some of these guys slumbering off the floor. I really can't believe it because UCLA is a well-conditioned ball club. But I looked at Vandeweghe and Hamilton coming off the floor and Greenwood, and they were all puffing pretty hard.
So it has been a great first half of basketball for Washington, who at one point in the first half led it by 13 points at 23-10. And at halftime, they will enjoy a 7-point advantage. So with the score, Washington 41, UCLA 34. We're going to take just a short 2-minute break and be right back with the second half.
This week on Austin City Limits, an hour of original American music in the making. A unique brand of country jazz personified by Dan Del Santo and his Professors of Pleasure. And country blues and then some from Taj Mahal.
Country Jazz, the next Austin City Limits, Friday night at 11.
This is a funeral in New Orleans. But for those who live here, the message is clear. Life is for the living in the city that care forgot. Join us when Les Blanc goes way down yonder in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. A time for good people, good music, good eats, and where the wild Chapatulas jive and boogie. Mardi Gras in New Orleans, always for pleasure.
Just before Husky basketball, Saturday night at 9.
Paul Jacobs gave up his life investigating our nation's romance with atomic power. This is his story, and the 20-year story of the bomb. It's also the story of American nuclear victims and the story of American nuclear defenders. Join us for the first in a brand new series of nonfiction television, Paul Jacobs and the Nuclear Gang.
This compelling documentary comes to Channel 9 Sunday night at 8.
It's time to order your Husky football season tickets, and Washington next year has 7 home games, a fairly favorable schedule with Southern California. The Pittsburgh Panthers with Jackie Sherrill will be here, and the Washington State Cougars. And speaking of Husky football, we have the offensive coordinator for the University of Washington, Dick Cesniak, with us here, and a pretty good recruiting year for Washington, it seems like.
It seems like it's an excellent class right now. We have 12 kids from in-state and 12 kids from the state of California. Of course, a great running back out of Texas.
Tell us about specifically some of the people you have got.
Well, let's talk about the local kids, really. We got a couple kids from right here in the area. Scott Thompson from Hazen High School, Rick Mallory from Lindbergh High School, and then, of course, Rob Rask from Sammamish High School. Those are some of the kids that I think most of the people know about.
Fairly favorable schedule next year for Washington, it seems like.
It looks like the type of schedule that you can win quite a few ball games and then hopefully go to a bowl game, and that's the position we need to be in right now at the university.
if there's one area, and I know that you fellas like to go after the best athlete, but if there's one area that has been bolstered on the Washington team, seemingly with the recruits that you have, what area would that be?
Well, I think we worked a lot with the offensive personnel, even though, you know, that wasn't what we were trying to do. Again, we go back to the same theory that a lot of people seem to do, you know, that they like to go to get the best athlete available. But I think we really tried to work on our tight end problems and then also our punting problems. So I hope, hopefully that'll take care of that.
Well, the best of luck to the Washington Huskies this year. It could be a very competitive race for the Rose Bowl.
Well, let's hope so, Steve.
Thank you very much, Dick. Dick Szczesniak, the offensive coordinator of the University of Washington. Statistics here for the ball game in which Washington leads 41-34. Greenwood with 8, Bandaway with 8, as Holland with 8, and 2 each for Sims, Hamilton, and Wilkes. Allums has 4. For Washington, Goodmanson with 11 points, 5 of 11 from the field, 10 for Woods, 8 for Walker, and 4 each for Frank, Romar, and Vaughn. Washington shooting 50% from the field, 19 of 38. UCLA 42%, 15 of 35. Once the starting lineups are the same, except Allums will be in for Sims.
Okay, set to go here in the second half. Dave Niehaus and Steve Fimmel with you, and we'll be right back at you at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. Saturday night here on Channel 9. Set to go. Peter Goodmanson will jump it against David Greenwood. The ball in the air, the tip controlled by UCLA. An offense to our left at this particular time, beginning the second half. Holland puts a move on Matson, and Matson fouls him as Holland went around it. So that'll be the first team foul against the Huskies, as we have played only 5 seconds here in the second half. 41-34 Washington. What a surprise in the first half. Washington's biggest lead, 13 points at one juncture, 23-10.
Washington will go into a zone more than likely here.
Bandaway all the way back out to Holland. Hamilton, top of the circle. Holland one more time to Kiki. Holland fakes going up, gives it to Bandaway. Near side, Hamilton. Bad pass, thrown away by Matson. Here come the Huskies, 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Matson stops at the free throw line, near side to Woods. Woods will not go up in the air, and that's good. That's shows some patience, and that's exactly what the Huskies have to do, is slow it down and now make the game their tempo.
They didn't have the numbers that last time down. It was a good play to pull up and run the offense. And there's your isolation with Goodmanson. Although look where Hamilton is. They're giving Matson the outside shot, the perimeter.
Matson, top of the circle, over on the far side. Back to Matson. Loop it to Goodmanson. Goodmanson's against Allums. He'll put a 10-footer up, and Allums gets him on the wrist. So Allums with the foul, and Goodmanson will go to the free throw line for a pair. Goodmanson in the first half, 11 points. David Greenwood had 10 rebounds in that first half for UCLA. Goodmanson had only 2. Roy Hamilton turned over the ball 4 times for the Bruins in that first half. But Lorenzo Romar had 6 assists. Great passing for the Huskies. Goodmanson with 1 more. It is in. So 1 out of 2 gives the Huskies an 8-point lead at 42-34 as we begin the second half. Holland, the senior guard, really getting his first full year as a starter as a senior. Looping into Greenwood against Woods. High hook shot will go down. Do they give it to Allums, or will it go to Greenwood? I'm not sure. Allums was up on the rim. That was almost offensive goaltender. They give it to Greenwood. Pass batted out of bounds by Hamilton. And the Huskies will bring it up one more time, or try to bring it up. Let's put it that way. Walker slaps the ball once and gets it into Matson. Matson away from Hamilton. Holland is on the trail. He's on the scent. Matson gives it back out to Vaughn. Walker to Matson. They're going to give Matson that shot, but he won't take it. Goodmanson is fronted, and there's a man in the back end, and there's Walker's shot.
But you see him playing off, Walker playing off Goodmanson there. He's on the same side, so Vandaway has to stay halfway. He's got to watch the pass to Goodmanson, but also he's giving Walker some breathing room out there to take the jumper.
44-36. Allums with the basketball for the blue-clad Bruins. Holland bumps into Matson. No harm, no foul. He turns around. Will try to put the shot down. Woods will bring it off the rebound. Vaughn tries to dribble around Hamilton. Don finally gets it across the timeline. kept his body nicely between himself and the ball.
Great defense down at the other end by Matson. He made Holland shoot off the dribble.
There's Goodmanson. Good! Peter Goodmanson about a 10-footer from the left side with the right hand. 46-36. All of a sudden, a 10-point lead for the Huskies. They led it by 7 at the half. Hamilton, move it to Greenwood. 3 men all around him. Hamilton back with a 10-footer. No, won't go down. UCLA ice cold as they were at the beginning of the ball game.
Well, they got the right man to shoot the ball there, Hamilton. He shoots the ball way over by his left ear, and as Denny Houston says, your eyes aren't over there on your shoulder.
Stan Walker, loop it to Goodmanson, back to Matson. Yes! Steve Matson, and all of a sudden it's a 12-point advantage, and Gary Cunningham crawling off the bench, clapping his hands together, no timeout as yet. Allums with the basketball.
That could have been a very important basket, and I'll say why in a minute here.
To the near side, Greenwood with it. Allums, 14-footer, yes sir. Allums.
That shot by Matson from the base is going to make that guard who's sagging in on Goodmanson play even more honest now. Matson's going to hit that, then they got to play Matson. It's going to open things up for Goodmanson, perhaps.
Donnie Vaughn against Roy Hamilton. Hamilton all over him. Good defender is Hamilton. Walker with it for the Huskies. Goodmanson over in a corner to Matson. Back to Goodmanson. Over Allums. Back shot good.
That's exactly what happened. Holland had to go out and cover Matson because Matson had that shot the last time. Goodmanson was isolated one-on-one. Great play.
Bad pass. It's picked up by Goodmanson. And Matson receives the ball from Goodmanson. And the fans are going, boy, this is great to see here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion. Some great enthusiasm tonight as the top-ranked UCLA Bruins are down by 12 to the Huskies. Pass batted away by Vanderway away from Stan Walker. And the student body en masse up on their feet in this thriller. Hope you'll come on out Saturday night as the Trojans are here. And we'll have it for you right here on Channel 9 beginning at 10 o'clock. Bad pass. Hamilton, great, quick hands, and he gets the easy deuce.
Now, he was waiting for that.
Quick hands that time by Holland, reaching around on Matson, and they almost got another one. James Wilkes up off the bench. He's going to come into the ballgame. 10-point lead for Washington, 50-40. Walker with it. Matson taking steps. Yes, sir.
Well, Washington, we talk about controlling the tempo, but they've got to run the offense. You don't want a guy holding on to the ball. Now, we don't mean that by changing the tempo, we're going to see him just slow it way down and go into a stall. Washington's not that kind of team, but they want to run the offense, and that means crisp passing.
Greenwood all by himself for a 10-footer. You can't give him that shot.
I think Washington needs to time out here to figure things out.
Goodmanson was way away that time from Greenwood. Greenwood will hit that shot 8 times out of 10 from there, if not 9 out of 10. Huskies trying to run their offense one more time. Walker with it. Goodmanson with a hand up, but doesn't get the pass. That's Woods. Woods doesn't go up, instead goes over to Vaughn. Back on top of the circle. Matson. One more time. Vaughn. Woods.
Notice who's playing Goodmanson again, though, Dave.
Yes, sir, David Greenwood. Goodmanson gets a pass, and it won't go down. Matson tries to pick it up, and he bangs into Roy Hamilton. No, it's not Hamilton on the floor. It is Greenwood. It's Greenwood on the floor. Greenwood is guilty of the foul, and Greenwood down reaching his head. Matson helps him up. Lorenzo Romar into the ball game. He will replace Steve Matson. Second team foul on the Bruins. And I believe the first team foul on Greenwood.
Romar now at the lineup for
Romar in. Goodmanson, long lob pass, a dangerous pass. Back to Walker. Let the Huskies get it.
Good. Greenwood is fronting, or now he's playing the side, but he was fronting Goodmanson.
Walker way out. That's a bad shot, even for Walker. Way out that far. Rebound, Greenwood flips it back. Walker gets the pass, stolen from him by Wilson. Walker caught for the foul. Trying to get it back from James Wilkes. That's too far out for Stan Walker. He was 28 to 30 feet out.
If they run the offense, they'll get the shots. That's what they have to do, is run the offense, not hold on to it.
Brad Holland with it against Lorenzo Romar. Holland bounce pass. What a great pass that time by Holland underneath to James Wilkes. Great assist that time by Brad Holland. And all of a sudden, it's a 50-44 ball game. It was 48-36 a moment ago. Donnie Vaughn, Hamilton, you got to watch in. He's like a cat.
Yeah. A couple of quick guards going at each other there.
Walker with it. Lorenzo Romar, James Woods to Goodmanson, batted away by 2 Bruins, by Greenwood and by Van de Wey. Washington to get it out of bounds. Walker to Romar. Goodmanson fronted, and he has a guy behind him. He's got to hang on to the basketball. A turnover, wasn't really a bad pass. It was right to Woods.
Washington really may need a timeout just for the fact that they're having trouble with the adjustment defensively that UCLA's made in putting Greenwood on Goodmanson.
Holland with the basketball for the Bruins. Under 14 minutes to go, a 6-point lead for Washington. They have led from the beginning. Shot by Van de Wey. Yes, sir. 50-46. Look at that. Walker almost fumbled the ball out of bounds. They just don't seem to be concentrating, having their minds on the job at the present time. And they're beginning to look a little disheveled the way they're passing around the basketball. Walker looking to Goodmanson. He's triple teamed to Woods. Woods almost traveled. Give it to Walker. He'll try a 10-footer. Yes. About an 8-footer. Walker. 52-46. Brad Holland puts a move on his man, and up with a shot is Greenwood, and a foul on Goodmanson. Looks like almost pretty good block to me.
You know, I still have a hard time figuring out the rule on that. If Goodmanson's just standing there and putting his arms up in the air and the man comes into him, why do they call a foul on the defensive man? I mean, it seems to happen a lot in college basketball today. The nod goes to the offensive player.
Greenwood with a pair.
We'll see this again. Now let's see if Goodmanson may have been coming forward on Greenwood. We'll see. Just seemed to have his hands in the air, just waiting for him to come.
Greenwood, a great free thrower. He's an 80%er. And he'll add to that with 2 down this time. So it's a 4-point lead. That's as close as UCLA has been since the beginning of the ball game. 7-point lead at the half. Vaughn with it to Walker. Looking under to Goodmanson. Walker, loop it to Goodmanson. Goodmanson way back out top to Romar. Romar at the free throw line. Almost a bad pass by Vaughn, but Woods saves it. All the way over to Goodmanson. He saves it from going out of bounds, and Goodmanson, the push, called on Van de Wey.
They had him, that time they got Peter the ball on the weak side when he was on the weak side.
First personal foul on Kiki Van de Wey.
Ball out of bounds to the Huskies. Goodmanson will do the honors. Romar with it as the Huskies try to set up their offense. Walker, Romar, Woods. Goodmanson just standing to the right of the lane. Van de Wey is on him one more time. Walker holding it with 12.5 minutes to go in the game. A 4-point lead for the Huskies. Loop it to Goodmanson. He tries to take it to the hoop. Bounce it underneath the Woods. What a great assist that time. And good quick hand by Woods. Boy, that ball was blistered in there. That time by Goodmanson. 54-48. Right back is Greenwood with the deuce to get the Bruins again within 4 at 54-50.
They're starting to warm up a little bit, though, now from the field.
Donnie Vaughn with it. Greenwood with 16 points in the ball game. Woods, whistle. Underneath the foul. Foul is on Van de Wey, and he said, "What in the world did I do?" And Frank Buckowitz said, "Young man, you were holding," and that'll be the second foul on Kiki Van de Wey. The 14th foul against the Bruins. And with 11 minutes and 55 seconds to go, Gary Cunningham wants a timeout. 11:55 to go in the game. It's been a beauty. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's Washington 54 and the Bruins of UCLA 50.
Well, this week on the Austin City Limits, it's Taj Mahal and Del Santo. Play the blues and some down-home country music with a little bit of jazz thrown in. Watch them tomorrow night at 11 p.m. here on KCTS 9. And every weekday starting at 6:30 p.m., let Dick Cavett entertain you. Followed at 7 p.m. by the McNeil-Lehrer Report. Television, that's daily in-depth news report with McNeil-Lehrer, and that begins with Cavett at 6:30, McNeil-Lehrer at 7, here weekdays on KCTS 9.
We haven't received a final from Pullman. Of course, it's a tape delay broadcast, but at halftime, it sounded like kind of a slow-down game over there. Washington State was leading SC 24-21. And If, of course, SC should lose tonight and UCLA should win, UCLA would clinch at least a tie. They would have a 3-game lead with 3 games to go. UCLA is going to win the conference no matter what happens tonight. They have the 2 Northern California schools to play at Pauley Pavilion to close it out next week, Stanford and Cal.
Washington State's still not out of a postseason bid, though, yet, so that's a big game for them.
You're darn right it is. Romar to pass it in. He gets it into Walker. Back out to Vaughn. Back to Lorenzo Romar. So they quickly pass it around crisply, too, and that's good to see. Walker, bad pass that time. That wasn't so crisp as Vaughn tried to take both ends and get around his defender and scoop it to Goodmanson, and Goodmanson was handcuffed. So a turnover. 54-50. David Greenwood with it for the Bruins. To Hamilton. Fanned away. Good shot from there, but he doesn't get it this time. Flat-footed Stan Walker has the rebound. The Huskies going to have to move up feet. That ball just happened to come to Walker. Lorenzo Romar for Washington.
UCLA really has tightened up their defense a lot better this half.
James Woods with it as Walker moves to the right corner and gets the pass. Huskies slowing the tempo down. This is what they must do. And they've done it well on occasion tonight. Goodmanson has a ball slapped by Greenwood out of bounds. That probably saved it 2. Looked like it was going to go in off the glass.
Goodmanson, though, not intimidated against who he's playing with.
Right down the middle, Vaughn leaves it back for Goodmanson off the glass. No, won't go. Rebound Vandeweghe. Quickly give it up to Hamilton. Hamilton, the man in the middle. To Greenwood. He tries to get the pass underneath the Wilkes. Does. Lay it off the glass. No. Tip. Yes. Vandeweghe. 54-52. A 2-point lead for Washington. Woods with the basketball. It behooves the Huskies to hang on to it, set up their offense. Walker stops, gives it back to Vaughn. So Walker, who wasn't expecting the pass at all, to Goodmanson, almost a bad pass. Saves it from going out of bounds. They've got to settle down. Cool it off just a little bit. Donnie Vaughn with it. We approach the 10-minute mark to play in the ball game. The Huskies have never trailed in this game. They lead it by 2 now. Woods way back out top. Near side. Vaughn fakes going up to Goodmanson. Woods, about a 16-footer, won't go. Short. Tip out. Finally saved by Woods. Woods trying to go right to the glass. Lays it for Vaughn, a 10-footer. Yeah!
A basket by John Vaughn.
56-52, a 4-point lead for Washington. Here in this half, the lead is as much as 12 at 48-36. First half as much as 13 at 23-10. Greenwood almost double dribble with the ball carried it. They don't call it, and it goes in off the glass. Almost like a quarterback on a bootleg that time as he moved across the mouth of the key. 56-54. Lorenzo Romar will see the signal from Marv Harshman as Andre Griffin comes into the ballgame to call a timeout. But that time, as David Greenwood moved across the mouth of the key, looked like he laid it right on his hip. But they didn't get the call from the official, and Greenwood gets a pair of points. So with 9 minutes, 29 seconds to go, we've got a beauty. It's 56 for the Huskies, 54 for the Bruins.
Washington has played a good ball game tonight, of course, against the #1 team with a 2-point lead and playing 30 minutes plus of good basketball. It's going to come down to the last 9.5 minutes to see if Washington can still maintain control of the tempo of the game, which they have been able to do for most of the night. When they've got into the running game, at times they've been able to beat UCLA in the transition game, but basically UCLA has gotten back into this game by running. And they've also tightened the defense an awful lot, and it's bogged the Husky defense or the Husky offense down. Washington is concentrating an awful lot on Goodmanson, getting the ball to the post to Goodmanson, and they've got Greenwood on him now, and it's causing some problems as the other players are starting to stand around now.
Friends, tomorrow at 8:30 on Wall Street Week, the topic is aerospace, the #1 group. So join host Louis Ruckeiser on Wall Street Week at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, right here on Channel 9. Washington hitting on 26 out of 50 from the field. That figures out to be a 5-20 percentage. And UCLA has picked up their tempo. They are a 50% shooter from the field now. 24 out of 48. Washington with a 2-point lead at 56-54. Griffin with the basketball. Top of the circle, Lorenzo Romar. Romar looking for help. Griffin with it. Some Bruin fans to our left coming up from Los Angeles. You might hear them yelling, "Take it away," from the Huskies.
Washington has made a substitution as Goodmanson's out now, and they've got Andre Griffin back into the lineup, and they're running their 2-3 offense.
Loop pass, bad pass, almost saved by Griffin, just barely before he goes out over on the far sideline. With 8:48 to go. The Huskies trying to hang on to the lead. Walker bounces it off the toe of James Wilkes out of bounds. Romar to get it into Walker. Lorenzo Romar stops top of the circle. Hamilton looking for the passing lane that time. If he was going to go to the left, Hamilton was gone with the basketball. Romar with it to Griffin. Back out the top, near side. It comes to Romar. And Vaughn just passing it around that three-pointed triangle at the present time. Left side, center, and right side. Stopping at the free throw line is Andre Griffin. Griffin, I would imagine that that ankle still not 100%, still sore from when he twisted it in the SC game some 2.5 weeks ago. Vaughn, near side to Griffin. Everything clogged up in the middle. We're under 8 minutes, a 56-54 ball game. The Huskies very patient at the present time, looking for the sure shot, and Wilkes said that the ball went off of Walker's hands, but no way.
Well, Washington may pick up a back door here if they keep running that, and the player takes a challenge like that on the wings. They may go back door.
Gary Cunningham, the Bruin coach, calling for pressure all the way to the baseline, getting it back out as Romar to Woods. Woods almost travels with the ball. It's stolen by UCLA, and a tripping foul call on Woods. As Wilkes tried to quickly spurt out of there, why Woods caught him just on the ankle, and the turnover hurts.
Woods, the
14th foul on the Washington Huskies, and the second one on Woods. And Woody and Wilkes met a shot that we didn't have on our TV set, shaking hands, no harm meant. 56-54. Wilkes with the basketball for the Bruins to Hamilton. Back to Vanderway. Vanderway to Hamilton. Holland, good shot, has a chance to tie. Will not do it this time around. Woods goes to get the rebound.
That time I think UCLA was a little bit impatient. It was not the best of shots.
Johnny Vaughn with it. Andre Griffin. Holland tries to steal. Romar, long 20-footer gets in. A 4-point lead for the Huskies one more time. Hamilton leaves a pass off for Vanderway. Vanderway leaves it for Holland. Back to Hamilton. Great passing that time by the Bruins, and Hamilton with a cripple underneath. 58-56. 2-point lead.
Take the free throw.
16-footer. Good. Johnny Vaughn. Hamilton against Vaughn. Down the middle. Bangs into Vaughn. Offensive foul on Roy Hamilton.
It's a good call. I think Vaughn established position, and Hamilton went right to him for the lead. And the basket does not count.
No basket, so it's still a 60-56 ball game, and at least momentarily the Bruins have taken the pressure off as the Huskies will bring it up the length of the floor. Walker to pass it in to Lorenzo Romar. We approach 6.5 minutes to be played in the ball game. A 4-point lead for the Huskies, who have never trailed in this game. They led it 2-0, was tied 2-2, and it's been all Washington. Walker too high off the glass. He was intimidated that time by Greenwood. Fake shot that time, and Vaughn gets it back out for Walker. Vaughn was all tied up. He had nowhere to go, and luckily got it back out. Andre Griffin against David Greenwood. He'll try about a 20-footer. No way, a bad percentage shot, and to compound the crime, he goes in on Kiki Vanderway and reaches around the right shoulder, and that will bring Peter Goodmanson back into the ballgame for Andre Griffin. That was just not very smart basketball.
It wasn't his shot, and again, we say the injury. I think it is hamstring. Maybe not so much physically as much as mentally. He just seemed to be having a little bit of trouble getting into the ballgame out there, but he's proven himself in the Pac-10. He is a proven Pac-10 player, Andre Griffin.
60-56, a 4-point lead for Washington. We are now under 6 minutes at 5:59. Holland will be shy. Boy, he is way off his shooting game tonight. Walker just does get it. Devon Romar almost turns. Oh, what a move! Up and in, Romar looked like he was going to pass in midair. Squirmed through. 62-56, 6 points for the Husky lead. Underneath Greenwood. There's a backhand. The big guy, Goodmanson, and they ask for goaltending. They don't get it.
And UCLA wants a time here, but boy, what a great block by Goodmanson down at the other end on David Greenwood. Again, Greenwood goes right to Goodmanson trying to draw the foul, but Goodmanson with good position, and he's not attempting to fly swat the ball.
Okay, 5 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's 62 for the Huskies, 56 for the Bruins.
Well, if you like this kind of basketball action here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion, or you like to see some more sports here on Channel 9, why don't you drop us a line? KCTS Channel 9 Sports at 4045 Brooklyn Avenue Northeast, Seattle 98105. Again, that's 4045 Brooklyn Avenue Northeast, Seattle 98105.
But I'll tell you something, Stephen. This has been the best effort by the Huskies, I believe, this year against the top-ranked Bruins. They still have a 6-point advantage at 62 to 56, and no matter what happens from here on out, you have to give it to Washington for hanging in there against UCLA. UCLA knows they're in for a dogfight with 62 to 56 to score and 5.5 to go. Washington 29 out of 55. Hitting at 52%, UCLA 25 out of 52. UCLA to get the ball out of bounds as Wilkes will take it.
We're at a point in the game now, the Huskies with a 6-point lead, that Washington's not had great success in holding on to leads this year. And the problem has been their shot selection.
Vandeweghe with a left hand, leaves it off for Hamilton. He'll try a 10-footer. Yes. 62 to 58. We approach 5 minutes. Bad pass by Goodmanson, but saved by Vaughn. Oh. Here comes Vaughn. Vaughn is against Hamilton with those very quick reflexes, those quick hands. Romar over to Walker. Walker leave it for Goodmanson. He fakes Greenwood, and Greenwood is guilty of the foul. David Greenwood. Greenwood picks up the personal. The Huskies will get the ball out of bounds. The third on David Greenwood.
That was a super move by Peter, and I don't want to take away from him, but his youth may have just shown up a little bit. A mature player would have gotten Greenwood in the air and then taken a shot.
And gone up to the shot. Right. That's exactly right. He quit once the whistle blew. A lot of times you're going to get that just on a continuation play. 62 to 58. Woods almost handcuffed that time by the pass from Romar. Goodmanson has it. Goodmanson looking for Walker, but gives it back to Woods. Woods around Vandeweghe. Leave it off near side to Walker. Walker back to Romar.
Washington not in a stall game. They actually really don't have a stall offense per se, but they will watch to see what shots they take.
Holland with a quick hand, flips it to Woods. Look at it. That shot, though. Left-handed shot and a foul underneath. Bad shot by Woods. The foul is on Goodmanson.
Foul is on Peter Goodmanson. That's the
16th foul on Washington. Next time Washington fouls, the Bruins will be in the bonus situation. 4.5 minutes to go. It's been a honey. 62 to 58.
Washington moving into a zone here.
A 2-3 zone at the present time. Greenwood all the way underneath, muscles up, can't get the shot in. The second tip, no good. The third tip is no good either. It was on the rim. It was on the rim. Offensive basket interference, reaching around that imaginary cone.
Now, when Washington comes down here, they've got to get the good shot, which means maybe a Walker 15-footer. I mean, he can hit from there if he's open. Maybe Vaughn penetrating to the free throw line.
Walker to Vaughn. 2-on-1 to Goodmanson. Bad pass, but Vaughn gets it anyway off the glass. No! And it's brought down by Greenwood and a foul. Well, the Huskies had their chance, Steve.
They sure did. It was a good play. Peter should have taken it to the hoop, though. I mean, he was in that kind of position where he could have easily drawn a foul from Greenwood. But it was unselfish play.
So the 17th foul, and David Greenwood, an 80% free thrower. He's 2 for 2 tonight from the line, I believe. 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Greenwood has hit on 74 of 92, make it 75 of 93. And it's a 62-59 ball game.
Whichever way this comes out tonight, Washington has played a super basketball game. And deserve a lot of credit since they've only had a couple of days rest.
Both of them good by Greenwood, so it's a 2-point lead. One more time, it's 62 to 60. Goodmanson gets the inbounds pass from Woods. Vaughn gets that precious basketball and protects it. Lorenzo Romar to Donnie Vaughn. To Stan Walker over on the far side. Walker and Vaughn.
Oh, my. Oh,
Bad
my.
shot over in the corner. Bad shot. The Bruins with a chance to tie it. They'll do it right here. Holland will go in for the layup. We're tied at 62.
There you are. See,
62 at 62 with 3:40 to go in the game.
That's just terrible shot selection by Washington. And that's what's killed them here in some of these games against Oregon State. That was more or less free throw shooting, but Oregon last week.
Vaughn is back to Romar. Foul on Roy Hamilton that time.
That should send Romar to the line, I think. I think UCLA should be over the limit.
Foul on the Bruins, the 4th personal foul on Roy Hamilton.
Now we look at free throw shooting percentages as we come down here to the end.
Lorenzo Romar up there with a one-on-one, and Romar
69%.
about a 70% free thrower, 69% to be exact, and gets the first of 2. The Bruins 20-3 on the year, 12-2 in the conference. Second is good, and still the Bruins have not enjoyed the lead in this ball game as yet. It is 64-62 in favor of Washington. Holland with it against Romar. Back to Hamilton, over to Vandeweghe. Kiki way up for about a 19-footer off the 6-inch iron. No good. Rebound Wilkes underneath. Shot off the glass. No good. Off the iron, rather. Goodmanson is fouled by Greenwood underneath. That's 4 on David Greenwood with 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining to be played.
And one other thing strategically as we come down the last 3:08 here, and UCLA is going to take a timeout. So this will give us a chance to talk a little bit. Oh, all right, we'll talk when we come back.
All right, 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Don't you run away now. We have got a honey of a basketball game here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion tonight. 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Washington 64, UCLA 62.
What's keeping you, hon?
I'll be ready before you.
Did you read the review in today's paper?
Every word. Said the show was fabulous.
Can't wait.
So don't keep me waiting.
Starting Saturday, March 3rd, it will be more fun to stay at home, then go out.
Presenting Public Television Festival 79.
Well, you think the gang isn't having fun here at Heck Ed tonight? You're wrong, my friends, and hope you'll come out and enjoy some collegiate basketball on Saturday night, as USC will be here against the Washington Huskies, who have played a superb ball game tonight against top-ranked UCLA. They have never been headed. They have a 64-62 lead with 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game.
Now, if Washington can get a 2 or 3 point lead here down the last 3 minutes, strategically, UCLA is going to have to pressure the guards. Now, Washington was bogged down because they sagged a little bit and challenged the guards, and Washington wasn't able to get the ball into Goodmanson because they were sagging so much. But if Washington gets a lead, the Huskies will try to spread it. They'll try to isolate Goodmanson low, one-on-one, and that could lead to some good shots.
Goodmanson's free throw good. Again, a three-point lead at 65-62. And the second will not go down. So it's still a three-point lead. We approach the 3-minute mark. 17 points for Goodmanson. We are under 3 minutes now. Holland with it to Hamilton. Vandeweghe. Hamilton. Vandeweghe. Just push passing it back and forth off the chest. Looking underneath for the big guy. Holland will try a 21-footer. Short. Up. Tip with Vandeweghe. No good. Rebound. Finally Greenwood. No, to tie it up. Finally, the whistle is called over by Frank Buckowitz. And Donnie Vaughn will jump it against Kiki Vandeweghe.
I think there was a little bit of muscle underneath the board that time.
Well, it's going to be Hamilton against Vaughn. Hamilton will go against Vaughn. 2:42 to go. Tip. Wilkes to Greenwood. He stumbles out of bounds, or is he pushed out of bounds? They say that Goodmanson is guilty of the foul. I'll say one thing. Goodmanson saved a sure 2 points that time. And that is 4 on Peter Goodmanson.
Is 4.
So the man at the free throw line, David Greenwood, playing with 4, and Goodmanson playing with 4.
David Greenwood at the line.
The line, David, is 4-4 tonight.
Greenwood's free throw, no good. Rebound Wood. 2.5 minutes to go. A 3-point lead by the Huskies. This would be the upset of the year if they can pull it off. 2.5 to go. Woods with it. Woods dribbling right across the top of the key. The big guy with a bounce pass to Vaughn, and Holland almost steals it. Vaughn near side to Walker. We approach 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Walker double team, leaves it for Vaughn. Now the Bruins will apply pressure. They don't want to foul. Vaughn with a basketball.
Washington needs to run the offense, though. I wouldn't like to see him go into a stall against the UCLA quickness.
Walker to Romar. We have exactly 2 minutes to play. Romar with it, goes in, comes back out. 65-62. Walker about 10 feet out on the right side, says no. Pass to Vaughn. Vaughn is fouled by Holland. Vaughn will go to the free throw line.
We're going to have a timeout. They're going to try to ice Vaughn here a little bit. UCLA wants the time, and that will leave UCLA with one timeout. Terry, is that the third, or this is the fourth timeout UCLA's taken? That's right. So the Bruins down to one timeout now in the ball game, as Vaughn will go to the line. And Vaughn on the year is a 71%er. And what does he hit now? 17 in a row? Let's see. 18 in a row. 17 in a row. That's right. So you've got a pretty good man.
Let's see what Marv Harshman has to say to his Huskies.
Listen, don't hold the ball. Don't hold the ball too long at all. Move it quick, baby. Go for the basket. But don't bounce it and throw it in one motion because they're going to play interception. Don't get so close out there.
You don't think they're excited, do you, Steve?
Oh, my. As excited as he'd been all year. Now, one thing Marv was telling the players was they don't want to they don't want the guards to clash. In other words, they want to spread the floor, and if you see perhaps maybe Vaughn coming over next to Romar, he's going to bring his man and create a double team. So they want to spread the floor and keep away from each other. Peter will be out at the high post.
So at the free throw line will be Donnie Vaughn with perhaps the biggest free throw of the ball game for him. He does not get the second unless he makes the first. 31 rebounds for UCLA, 30 for Washington. Vaughn's free throw, good! 4-point lead, 66-62, 1:52 to go. 67-62, 5-point advantage. And everybody on their feet here at Heck Edmondson Pavilion. They can smell an upset, but it's not over by a long shot yet.
They're going to make UCLA try to shoot over from over the top now to get back in this.
Hamilton to Greenwood. Oh, in midair, the slam dunk. 67-64. Walker quickly gets it in to Vaughn. Vaughn trying to move between two guys. Bad pass. Bad pass to Hamilton to lay it up. There's a turnover. That's what'll kill you every time. And now Walker quickly gets it into Vaughn one more time. A 1-point lead, 1:22 to go. Vaughn gets it up to Romar. The Bruins dogging all over the place. Almost stumbled back and forth. Right down the middle, near side Walker. We approach a minute 10. Walker with it. Costly turnover that time by Donnie Vaughn as he tried to get it between two Bruin defenders.
Now they go to a trap.
Here it is to Goodmanson. We are under a minute, 59 seconds to Goodmanson. Goodmanson right back to Vaughn, 55 seconds.
The man who won a foul is probably Woods.
With
Woods
the ball
at 49%.
Donnie Vaughn, 48 seconds to go. Walker to Goodmanson, to Woods, to Goodmanson. They go into almost a four-corner offense. Goodmanson has it with 39 seconds to Woods. Woods is fouled by Greenwood. That's 5.
Yes, it is. And
Marv Harshman is up off the bench, and David Greenwood has fouled out of the ball game with 36 seconds remaining. Tremendous performer for the Bruins is gone.
I think Cunningham, first of all, went over to check to see how many fouls Greenwood had. Plus, also, he's got to worry about the timeouts. Does he want to ice Woods here or not? Because if he does...